classic, well-loved films are classified tearjerkers, but would all sad, depressing movies make the manliest men cry? No. But these depressing movies can do the trick. What movies make men cry? This list contains some of the best movies of all time, including depressing movies with stories of lost loves, broken hearts, dying fathers, dying friends, dying dogs. A whole lot of dying. Other emotional films on this list might make men shed tears of joy with heartfelt scenes of reunion, resolution, redemption. Let's count down our top 10 best tearjerker movies that make men cry. The Boy in the Striped Pajamas. The film is a Holocaust drama that explores the horror of a World War II Nazi extermination camp through the eyes of two 9-year-old boys, one the son of the camp's Nazi commandant, Butterfield, the other a Jewish inmate, Scanlon.
The thing is, Bruno,
films about the Holocaust are nothing new, and while they're almost always moving stories, it's rare to find one that offers a perspective not explored before. In the wrong hands, this sort of film could easily have been tediously trite, full of stock moral commentary, and tied with a touching, but unoriginal feel-good ending. Instead, the movie presents something much more tragic and evocative, ultimately sending the audience away with more to consider than just the historical atrocities of the Nazi regime.
Drawer that takes people's clothes away. That one there, two there. This one. No, that one. Here. No.
It's a work camp. They're in there because they're the enemy.
The enemy?
HACHI, A Dog's Tale. HACHI, A Dog's Tale is the story of great love and respect between a college professor and the puppy he rescues on a snowy night. It's a very gentle film that quickly engages the audience as it introduces a heroic dog, a man with a loving heart, and an idyllic setting. That engagement intensifies emotions, which later carry the story through the years to its bittersweet conclusion. The movie is based the story of a dog who lived in Japan in the 1930s. A statue of the real HACHI remains in the Shibuya train station there. Spoiler alert, a major character dies, which is heartbreaking and likely to upset most.
Hey, HACHI.
Inspired a town.
Is that the dog that I've been hearing so much about?
To discover friendship can last forever.
Old Yeller. This classic 1950s tearjerker about love and loss between a frontier family and a dog has characters hunting with rifles, and fierce battles between Old Yeller and various wild animals that could be too intense for younger viewers.
It was him what done it. What done what?
And, of course, there is the now legendary climax of the film, which could definitely be difficult for children still coming to grips with life and death of pets and people. Still, it is a classic story of loss, and an excellent way to begin a discussion of those issues.
Got to do it. I know, Mama. He was my dog.
Toy Story 3. Toy Story 3 inches welcomes Woody, Buzz and the whole gang back to the big screen as Andy prepares to depart for college and his loyal toys find themselves in daycare.
Andy's going to college. Can you believe it? Mom, I'm not leaving till...
These untamed tots with their sticky little fingers do not play nice. So it's all for one and one for all as plans for the Great Escape get underway. Finally comes Pixar's ability to integrate so many emotions: fear, love, action, and comedy, among others, with each having so much vigor in its own right that the movie becomes a roller coaster of animation and adventure, wound together by the constant movement of setting and storyline.
Oh, where's my nose?
Here it is.
Here's your arm.
Give me that. That's
Honey,
mine.
the mustache?
we're busting out of here.
One drink.
The Shawshank Redemption. The Shawshank Redemption is a 1994 film about a banker named Andy Dufresne who is accused of double murder in the 1940s and begins a life sentence at the fictional Shawshank prison, where he befriends an older inmate named Red.
I'd make sure it's known the company's in business. I'd see that it had a certain panache.
During his long stretch in prison, the friend comes to be admired by the other inmates for his outstanding moral code and his quietly indomitable spirit. The Shawshank Redemption is a movie about time, patience, and loyalty. Not sexy qualities, perhaps, but they grow on you during the subterranean progress of this story, which is about how two men serving life sentences in prison become friends and find a way to fight off despair. Schindler's List. Schindler's List is a 1993 film about German entrepreneur Oskar Schindler.
That means that he fired the gun empty and then stopped to reload.
By the power vested in me by the state of Maine, I hereby order you to serve 2 life sentences back to back, 1 for each of your victims. So be it.
Who was instrumental in saving the lives of over 1,000 Polish Jews during the Holocaust. The film won the Academy Award for Best Picture in 1993. Oskar Schindler would have been an easier man to understand if he'd been a conventional hero, fighting for his beliefs. The fact that he was flawed, a drinker, a gambler, a womanizer, driven by greed and the lust for high living, makes his life an enigma. Never in the history of motion pictures has a film had such an emotional impact upon its constituents.
Get busy living. You get busy.
Up is a 2009 film about an old man named Carl Fredrickson and a young wilderness explorer named Russell, who fly to South America in a floating house suspended from helium balloons in order to fulfill a promise to Carl's late wife.
With my Wilderness Explorer GPS, we'll never be lost. Oops.
It's quite simply the best Pixar yet, seamlessly melding stirring emotions and thrilling adventure into a classic tale about letting go of the past and embracing the moment. Up is full of emotional, fun, and hilarious proportions. Saving Private Ryan. Saving Private Ryan is a 1998 film that follows the efforts of a World War II Normandy invasion company commander and his special squad to locate a soldier whose brothers have been killed in action in order to return him to his thrice-bereaved family.
You don't want to know what I think. What if by some...
The film is directed by Steven Spielberg and breaks new ground in content and style. It merges some of the most realistically disturbing battle footage ever, included in a feature film with a touching human story. Saving Private Ryan is a powerful experience. Spielberg knows how to make audiences weep better than any director since Chaplin in City Lights, but weeping is an incomplete response, letting the audience off the hook. This film embodies ideas. After the immediate experience begins to fade, the implications remain and grow. Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump is a 1994 film starring Tom Hanks, about a mentally challenged man's epic journey through life.
You're the same as everybody else. You are no different.
Your boy's different.
Are you stupid or something? Mama says stupid.
Meeting historical figures, influencing popular culture, and experiencing first-hand historical incidents while largely unaware of their significance. A very refreshing feel-good movie that is always entertaining and charming, even if sometimes it is sentimental and seems a bit vague about its purpose. If you are able to overlook its flaws, you will find it a captivating story of innocence and optimism. Forrest Gump may be an overly sentimental film with a somewhat problematic message, but its sweetness and charm are usually enough to approximate true depth and grace.
Some people don't think so, Jenny! But they do. You can come home with me at my house in Greenbow. I'll take
The Green Mile. The movie is primarily about Paul Edgecombe and his life as a prison guard on the death row in the 1930s. The movie is told in flashback by Paul Edgecombe in a nursing home and follows a string of supernatural and metaphysical events. Upon the arrival of tried and convicted murderer John Coffey,
live there forever. That'd be what heaven's like.
Viewers, even adults, will probably cry at this film, as it is extraordinary at really making you feel a part of it. Overall, it's a very positive and surprisingly uplifting tearjerker that makes the viewer take a second look at their own lives.
Hands of a man who would kill a child.
I dreamed of you. We found each other in the dark.
Like you dropped out of the sky.
What is your favorite movie from the list? Let us know below and don't forget to subscribe.